Picture this: you're sitting in traffic, late for an important meeting, your phone is buzzing non-stop, and your to-do list feels like it's growing by the second. Sound familiar? Stress is everywhere in modern life, and it can feel like there's no escape. But what if I told you that the answers to managing stress have been around for over 2,000 years? Enter Stoicism, a philosophy that's not just about ancient wisdom, but about practical tools you can use right now to navigate life's chaos with calm and clarity. Stoicism teaches us how to focus on what we can control, let go of what we can't, and find peace even in the most overwhelming moments. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about building resilience, gaining perspective, and reclaiming your mental space. And the best part, these principles are as relevant today as they were in ancient Rome. In this video, we're diving into 20 Stoic ways to deal with stress, practical, actionable strategies that can help you feel more grounded, focused, and in control. Whether you're dealing with work pressure, relationship challenges, or just the everyday grind, these timeless techniques can help you rise above the noise and find your calm. So, if you're ready to take charge of your stress and live with more purpose and peace, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit of Stoic practices that can transform how you handle life's toughest moments. Let's get started. Now, turning to the first Stoic way to deal with stress, let's talk about focusing on what you can control. This is one of the core principles of Stoicism, and it's all about understanding the difference between what's within your power and what isn't. Think about it, so much of our stress comes from trying to control things that are simply out of our hands. The weather, other people's opinions, or even the traffic jam you're stuck in. None of these are things you can change. But what you can control is how you respond to them. For example, let's say you're stuck in that traffic jam. You can't magically clear the road, but you can choose how you react. Instead of letting frustration take over, you could use that time to listen to a podcast, practice deep breathing, or even reflect on your day. By shifting your focus to what's within your control, your mindset and your actions, you take back your power and reduce the stress that comes from fighting against the uncontrollable. This principle isn't just about traffic jams, though. It applies to everything in life. At work, you can't control your boss's decisions or the company's direction, but you can control how you prepare for meetings, how you communicate with your team, and how you manage your time. In relationships, you can't control how others behave, but you can control how you show up with kindness, patience, and understanding. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what's within your control, you free yourself from unnecessary worry and stress. It's not about ignoring the challenges around you, it's about directing your energy where it truly matters. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, what can I control right now? And then take action on that. It's a simple but powerful shift that can make all the difference. Now, turning to the second Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the practice of negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive at first. Why would imagining the worst-case scenarios help reduce stress? But in Stoicism, this technique is a powerful tool for building resilience and cultivating gratitude. Negative visualization involves deliberately thinking about the things you fear losing or the challenges you might face. For example, imagine for a moment that you lost your job or that a loved one was no longer in your life. While this might feel uncomfortable, the purpose isn't to dwell on sadness or fear. Instead, it's to prepare your mind for adversity and to help you appreciate what you have right now. By visualizing these scenarios, you're essentially training your mind to face difficulties with calmness and clarity. When you've already considered the worst, smaller stressors like a bad day at work or a disagreement with a friend start to feel more manageable. You realize that even in the face of hardship, you have the strength to adapt and move forward. But negative visualization also has another profound benefit. It helps you cultivate gratitude. When you imagine losing something you value, your health, your relationships, or even your home, you're reminded of how much these things mean to you. This practice shifts your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's already abundant. It's a way of grounding yourself in the present and finding joy in the here and now. For instance, take a moment to think about your daily routine. Maybe you're grateful for your morning coffee, the sound of birds outside your window, or the smile of a loved one. These small moments often go unnoticed, but negative visualization helps you see them as the gifts they truly are. The Stoics believed that by regularly practicing this exercise, you not only build mental toughness but also develop a deeper appreciation for life. It's not about living in fear of what could go wrong, it's about being prepared, staying grounded, and finding peace in the present moment. So the next time you feel stressed, try this practice. Imagine the worst and then remind yourself of all the good that's still here. It's a simple yet transformative way to reduce anxiety and embrace life with gratitude. Now turning to the third Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the importance of embracing the present moment. The Stoics believed that much of our stress comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. By focusing on the here and now, we can free ourselves from the weight of regret and anxiety, finding peace in what's directly in front of us. Living in the present moment doesn't mean ignoring the past or future entirely. Instead, it's about recognizing that the only time we truly have control over is the present. The past is gone and the future is uncertain, but the present is where we can take action, make choices, and find meaning. One practical way to embrace the present is through mindfulness exercises. Start by simply paying attention to your breath. Take a few moments to notice the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. This simple act can help ground you in the present, pulling your focus away from stressful thoughts about what's already happened or what might happen next. Another technique is to engage fully in whatever you're doing at the moment. Whether it's washing dishes, walking in nature, or having a conversation, try to immerse yourself completely in the experience. Notice the details, the warmth of the water, the sound of leaves rustling, or the tone of someone's voice. When you're fully present, even mundane activities can become sources of calm and clarity. The Stoics also encouraged reflecting on the impermanence of life as a way to stay grounded in the present. Remind yourself that each moment is fleeting and precious. This perspective can help you let go of unnecessary worries and appreciate the beauty of the now. For example, if you find yourself stressed about an upcoming deadline, pause and ask yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? Break the task into small, manageable steps and focus on completing one at a time. By staying present, you'll not only reduce stress but also work more effectively. Embracing the present moment is a powerful way to reclaim your peace of mind. It's about letting go of what you can't change and focusing on what you can do right now. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath, ground yourself in the present, and remember, this moment is where life happens. With this practice in mind, let's move forward to the next Stoic way to deal with stress, where we'll explore the idea of accepting impermanence and how it can help us find perspective in challenging times. Now turning to the fourth Stoic way to deal with stress, let's delve into the concept of accepting impermanence. The Stoics believed that everything in life is temporary: joy, pain, success, failure, and even stress. By embracing this truth, we can gain a broader perspective on our struggles and reduce the emotional weight they carry. When we accept that nothing lasts forever, we begin to see stress as a passing phase rather than a permanent state. This shift in mindset can be incredibly liberating. For example, if you're dealing with a difficult situation at work or in a relationship, reminding yourself that this challenge won't last forever can help you approach it with more calm and resilience. The Stoics often used the metaphor of a river to illustrate impermanence. Just as water flows and changes constantly, so do the circumstances of our lives. What feels overwhelming today may be a distant memory tomorrow. By recognizing this, we can avoid becoming too attached to outcomes or too consumed by temporary difficulties. One practical way to practice accepting impermanence is through reflection. Take a moment to think about past challenges you faced. Chances are many of them no longer hold the same power over you. This exercise can remind you that even your current stressors will eventually fade. Another technique is to focus on the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Often, we realize that what feels urgent or overwhelming in the moment is just a small part of our larger journey. This perspective can help you prioritize what truly matters and let go of unnecessary stress. The Stoics also encouraged gratitude as a way to embrace impermanence. When we appreciate the fleeting nature of life, we're more likely to cherish the good moments and find meaning in the difficult ones. For instance, instead of dreading a busy day, you might choose to see it as an opportunity to make the most of your time and energy. Accepting impermanence doesn't mean ignoring or dismissing your feelings. It's about acknowledging them while also recognizing that they won't last forever. This balance allows you to face stress with courage and clarity, knowing that even the toughest moments are part of a larger, ever-changing flow. With this understanding, let's move forward to the next Stoic way to deal with stress, where we'll explore how cultivating gratitude can shift our focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in our lives. Now turning to the fifth Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the power of cultivating gratitude. The Stoics believed that gratitude is not just a fleeting feeling but a deliberate practice that can transform our perspective and reduce stress. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance, creating a sense of peace and contentment. Gratitude helps us recognize the value in even the smallest moments of life. For example, instead of dwelling on a stressful day at work, you might take a moment to appreciate the fact that you have a job, a roof over your head, or the ability to learn and grow from challenges. This simple shift in focus can make a significant difference in how you experience stress. One practical way to cultivate gratitude is through a daily gratitude journal. Each evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or extraordinary sometimes. It's the little things like a warm cup of coffee in the morning or a kind word from a friend that hold the most meaning. Over time, this practice trains your mind to seek out and appreciate the positive aspects of your life, even during difficult times. Another technique is to practice gratitude in the moment. When you're feeling overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, what can I be grateful for right now? It might be the support of a loved one, the beauty of nature, or even the opportunity to face a challenge and grow stronger. By anchoring yourself in gratitude, you can interrupt the cycle of stress and regain a sense of calm. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of reflecting on the impermanence of life as a way to deepen gratitude. When we realize that everything we have is temporary, our relationships, our health, even our time, we're more likely to cherish what we have while we have it. This mindset not only reduces stress but also enriches our daily experiences, helping us find joy in the present moment. Cultivating gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about balancing awareness of challenges with an appreciation for the good in your life. This balanced perspective allows you to face stress with resilience and a sense of purpose, knowing that even in difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for. With this understanding, let's move forward to the next Stoic way to deal with stress, where we'll explore how reframing challenges as opportunities can help us thrive under pressure. Now turning to the sixth Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the powerful idea of reframing challenges as opportunities. The Stoics believed that obstacles are not just barriers to our goals but opportunities for growth and transformation. By shifting our perspective, we can turn what seems like a setback into a stepping stone, allowing us to thrive even under pressure. One of the most famous examples of this mindset comes from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who faced countless challenges during his reign, from political turmoil to personal loss. Instead of viewing these difficulties as purely negative, he saw them as chances to practice virtue, strengthen his character, and deepen his understanding of life. In his writings, he often reminded himself that the obstacle is the way, meaning that every challenge carries within it the seeds of opportunity. Another inspiring figure is Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. Despite his harsh circumstances, he used his struggles as a platform to teach others about resilience and inner freedom. He famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This mindset allowed him to transform his adversity into a source of wisdom and strength. So, how can we apply this Stoic principle in our own lives? Start by identifying a current challenge you're facing. Instead of seeing it as a problem, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this situation help me grow? For example, if you're dealing with a difficult project at work, view it as an opportunity to develop new skills, build patience, or improve your problem-solving abilities. Another practical approach is to break down the challenge into smaller, manageable steps. By focusing on what you can do right now, you shift your energy from feeling overwhelmed to taking action. This not only reduces stress but also empowers you to make progress, no matter how small. The Stoics also encouraged us to embrace discomfort as a teacher. When we step out of our comfort zones, we discover strengths we didn't know we had. Whether it's starting a new hobby, having a difficult conversation, or tackling a long-term goal, each challenge is an invitation to grow and evolve. Reframing challenges as opportunities doesn't mean ignoring the difficulty or pretending everything is easy. It's about recognizing that every obstacle has the potential to teach us something valuable. By adopting this mindset, we can face stress with courage and creativity, knowing that even the toughest situations can lead to personal growth and success. With this perspective in mind, let's move forward to the next Stoic way to deal with stress, where we'll explore how practicing voluntary discomfort can build mental toughness and resilience. Now turning to the seventh Stoic way to deal with stress, let's dive into the concept of practicing voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed that intentionally exposing ourselves to small, manageable forms of discomfort can strengthen our mental resilience and prepare us to handle life's inevitable challenges with greater ease. By willingly stepping into discomfort, we train our minds to remain calm and focused, even in difficult situations. One of the simplest ways to practice this is through cold showers. While it might sound unpleasant at first, starting your day with a cold shower can help you build mental toughness. The initial shock of the cold water forces you to stay present and control your reaction, teaching you to remain composed under stress. Over time, this practice can help you develop a stronger mindset, making everyday stressors feel more manageable. Another effective method is intermittent fasting. By voluntarily skipping a meal or delaying eating, you practice self-discipline and learn to tolerate temporary discomfort. This not only strengthens your willpower, but also helps you appreciate the abundance in your life, fostering gratitude and reducing stress. You can also try stepping out of your comfort zone in small, everyday ways. For example, take a different route to work, strike up a conversation with a stranger, or tackle a task you've been avoiding. These small acts of discomfort help you build confidence and adaptability, making it easier to face larger challenges when they arise. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable, and by practicing voluntary discomfort, we prepare ourselves to handle whatever comes our way. It's not about seeking out unnecessary suffering, but about building resilience so that when stress or hardship inevitably strikes, we're ready to face it with strength and clarity. As we continue to explore the Stoic ways to deal with stress, let's move forward to the next principle, where we'll discuss how limiting external desires can lead to greater peace of mind and reduced stress. Now turning to the eighth Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the idea of limiting external desires. The Stoics believed that much of our stress comes from chasing after things we don't truly need, whether it's material possessions, social status, or the approval of others. When we tie our happiness to external outcomes, we set ourselves up for disappointment and anxiety because these things are often beyond our control. The key to reducing stress, according to Stoicism, is to shift our focus inward. Instead of constantly seeking more, we can find peace by appreciating what we already have and aligning our lives with our core values. This doesn't mean we should abandon all goals or ambitions, but rather that we should approach them with a sense of detachment, understanding that true contentment comes from within. One practical way to limit external desires is to simplify your life. Start by decluttering your physical space. Get rid of items you no longer need or use. This act of letting go can be incredibly freeing, as it helps you break the cycle of constantly wanting more. Next, take a closer look at your daily habits and routines. Are there activities or commitments that drain your energy without adding real value to your life? Letting go of these can create more space for what truly matters. Another powerful practice is to focus on cultivating internal values like wisdom, courage, and kindness. These are qualities that no one can take away from you, and they provide a stable foundation for lasting peace of mind. For example, instead of striving for recognition at work, focus on doing your job with integrity and excellence. Instead of chasing after the latest trends, invest in experiences that enrich your character and deepen your relationships. The Stoics also encourage us to reflect on the impermanence of external things. Wealth, fame, and even relationships can come and go, but our inner virtues remain constant. By reminding ourselves of this truth, we can reduce our attachment to external outcomes and find greater stability in the face of life's ups and downs. As we move forward, let's continue our exploration of Stoic principles with the next way to deal with stress, where we'll discuss how developing self-discipline can help us manage our emotions and impulses more effectively. Now turning to the ninth Stoic way to deal with stress, let's dive into the importance of developing self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of the core virtues in Stoicism, and it plays a crucial role in managing stress by helping us gain control over our impulses and emotions. When we act with self-discipline, we're better equipped to make thoughtful decisions rather than reacting impulsively to challenges or setbacks. This sense of control can significantly reduce feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. So, how can we cultivate self-discipline in our daily lives? Start by setting small, achievable goals. For example, commit to waking up at the same time every day or dedicating a specific amount of time to a task without distractions. These small wins build momentum and reinforce your ability to stay focused and consistent. Another effective strategy is to practice delaying gratification. This means resisting the urge to indulge in immediate pleasures, like scrolling through social media or giving in to unhealthy cravings, in favor of long-term benefits. Over time, this practice strengthens your willpower and helps you stay aligned with your priorities. Stoicism also teaches us to reflect on our actions and decisions. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to review how well you stayed true to your goals and values. Did you act with self-discipline, or did you let your impulses take over? This reflection not only helps you identify areas for improvement, but also reinforces your commitment to personal growth. Finally, remember that self-discipline isn't about perfection, it's about progress. There will be moments when you stumble, and that's okay. What matters is that you learn from those moments and keep moving forward. By consistently practicing self-discipline, you'll find that you're better able to manage stress and navigate life's challenges with calm and clarity. As we continue our journey through Stoic principles, the next way to deal with stress will focus on the power of daily reflection and how it can help us process our emotions and experiences more effectively. Now turning to the 10th Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the power of daily reflection. Stoicism places great emphasis on taking time each day to pause, reflect, and process our emotions and experiences. This practice isn't just about looking back, it's about gaining clarity, learning from our actions, and preparing ourselves to face the next day with a calm and focused mind. One of the most effective ways to practice daily reflection is through journaling. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to write down your thoughts. You might start by asking yourself questions like, what went well today? What challenges did I face? And how did I respond to those challenges? These prompts help you identify patterns in your behavior and emotions, giving you insight into what triggers stress and how you can handle it better. Another approach is to reflect on your alignment with Stoic virtues. Ask yourself, did I act with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline today? This kind of reflection not only helps you stay grounded in your values, but also encourages you to make small, meaningful improvements over time. If journaling isn't your style, consider incorporating meditation into your daily routine. A simple 5-minute mindfulness practice can help you decompress and gain perspective. Focus on your breath, observe your thoughts without judgment, and let go of any tension or negativity from the day. This practice can be incredibly grounding, especially when life feels overwhelming. The key to daily reflection is consistency. Even on busy days, taking just a few moments to pause and reflect can make a significant difference in how you manage stress. Over time, this habit will help you build emotional resilience, gain clarity, and approach life's challenges with a sense of calm and purpose. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will focus on the importance of letting go of others' opinions and how this can free us from unnecessary pressure and anxiety. Now turning to the 11th Stoic way to deal with stress, let's explore the liberating practice of letting go of others' opinions. Stoicism teaches us that the opinions of others are entirely beyond our control, and allowing them to dictate our self-worth only leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety. When we tie our sense of value to what others think of us, we give away our power and create a constant source of pressure. The Stoics believed that true peace of mind comes from focusing on what we can control: our own thoughts, actions, and values. Instead of seeking external validation, we should strive to live in alignment with our principles, regardless of how others perceive us. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or isolating ourselves, but rather recognizing that others' opinions are not a reflection of our worth. One practical strategy to detach from external validation is to remind yourself that everyone has their own biases, insecurities, and perspectives. What someone thinks about you often says more about them than it does about you. When you catch yourself worrying about others' opinions, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go and refocus on what truly matters: your own growth and integrity. Another helpful technique is to practice self-compassion. Instead of harshly judging yourself based on others' expectations, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that you are enough just as you are, and that your worth isn't determined by external approval. Finally, consider limiting your exposure to environments or relationships that thrive on judgment and negativity. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and create boundaries to protect your mental well-being. By doing so, you'll reduce the stress caused by social pressures and cultivate a stronger sense of inner peace. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will focus on the transformative concept of amor fati, loving your fate, and how embracing even the most challenging circumstances can lead to personal growth and reduced stress. Now turning to the 12th Stoic way to deal with stress, we delve into the profound practice of amor fati, or loving your fate. This Stoic principle encourages us to embrace everything that happens in life, both the good and the bad, as if we had chosen it ourselves. At first glance, this might seem counterintuitive, especially when faced with hardship or disappointment. but the Stoics believed that by fully accepting and even loving our circumstances, we can transform our relationship with stress and find deeper meaning in every experience. Amor Fati teaches us that resistance to what we cannot change only amplifies our suffering. When we fight against reality, we create inner turmoil and stress. But when we choose to accept and embrace our fate, we free ourselves from the weight of resistance and open the door to growth. Think of it like this: life is a river, and we can either struggle against the current or learn to flow with it. By choosing the latter, we conserve our energy and find peace in the midst of chaos. One powerful example of Amor Fati in action is the story of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. Despite enduring unimaginable suffering, Frankl chose to find meaning in his circumstances. He later wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." This mindset allowed him to not only survive but also to thrive, creating a legacy that continues to inspire millions. To practice Amor Fati in your own life, start by reframing challenges as opportunities. When something difficult happens, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this situation help me grow? By shifting your perspective, you can turn obstacles into stepping stones for personal development. Another practical step is to cultivate gratitude for the present moment, no matter how imperfect it may seem. Even in tough times, there are always small blessings to be found, whether it's the support of a loved one, the beauty of nature, or the strength you discover within yourself. By focusing on these positives, you can reduce stress and build resilience. Finally, remind yourself that life's challenges are not punishments but opportunities to strengthen your character. The Stoics believed that adversity is the forge in which we are shaped into our best selves. By embracing Amor Fati, you can face life's ups and downs with courage and grace, knowing that every experience is a part of your unique journey. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will explore the power of simplifying your life, how letting go of excess can create space for clarity, calm, and inner peace. Now turning to the 13th Stoic way to deal with stress, we explore the power of simplifying your life. Stoicism teaches us that a cluttered life, whether in our physical spaces or our minds, can lead to unnecessary stress and distraction. By intentionally letting go of excess, we create room for clarity, calm, and inner peace. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from living with less, not more. When we strip away the non-essentials, we can focus on what truly matters: our values, relationships, and personal growth. Think of it like clearing out a crowded room. Once the unnecessary items are removed, you can move freely and breathe more easily. The same principle applies to our lives. To start simplifying, begin with your physical environment. Take a look at your living and working spaces. Are they filled with items you no longer need or use? Clutter can weigh on your mind, creating a sense of chaos even when you're not actively thinking about it. Set aside time to declutter, keeping only what serves a purpose or brings you joy. This process isn't just about tidying up, it's about creating a space that reflects calm and intentionality. Next, turn your attention to your mental habits. Are you constantly bombarded by distractions, whether from social media, news, or endless to-do lists? These mental clutter sources can drain your energy and increase stress. Consider setting boundaries, such as limiting screen time, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails, or creating a daily routine that prioritizes focus and mindfulness. By reducing mental noise, you give yourself the gift of mental clarity. Another key aspect of simplifying is learning to say no. Many of us feel pressured to take on more than we can handle, whether at work, in relationships, or in our personal lives. But Stoicism reminds us that overcommitting spreads us thin and dilutes our ability to give our best to what truly matters. Practice saying no to requests that don't align with your priorities, and you'll find more time and energy for the things that do. Finally, embrace the idea of sufficiency. The The Stoics believed that wanting less, not having more, is the path to contentment. When we stop chasing after endless desires, we free ourselves from the stress of always wanting more. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you already have and appreciate the simplicity of a life well lived. By simplifying your life, you create a foundation of calm and focus that makes it easier to handle stress. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will focus on aligning your actions with virtue. How living a life of integrity and purpose can bring lasting peace and fulfillment. Now turning to the 14th Stoic way to deal with stress, we delve into the importance of focusing on virtue. Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment and peace come not from external achievements or material success, but from living a life aligned with core virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. When we prioritize these values, we create a strong inner foundation that helps us navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. The Stoics believed that virtue is the highest good, the one thing that can never be taken away from us. Unlike wealth, status, or possessions, which are subject to change and loss, our character and moral integrity remain within our control. By focusing on cultivating virtue, we shift our attention away from external pressures and toward what truly matters, becoming the best version of ourselves. So, how can we apply this in our daily lives? Start by reflecting on your actions and decisions. Ask yourself, are they guided by wisdom, courage, and justice? For example, when faced with a difficult situation, wisdom helps us respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Courage empowers us to face challenges head-on, even when we feel afraid. And justice reminds us to treat others with fairness and kindness, fostering healthier relationships and a sense of inner harmony. Aligning your actions with virtue also means letting go of the need for external validation. Many of us stress over what others think of us or whether we're meeting societal expectations. But Stoicism reminds us that our worth isn't determined by others' opinions. It's rooted in how we live according to our values. When we focus on being virtuous, we free ourselves from the anxiety of constantly seeking approval or comparing ourselves to others. Another powerful aspect of focusing on virtue is its ability to simplify decision-making. When you're clear about your values, it becomes easier to choose what aligns with them and let go of what doesn't. This clarity reduces the stress of indecision and helps you stay grounded in what truly matters. Finally, living a virtuous life brings a deep sense of inner peace. When you act with integrity, you build trust in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This self-trust is a powerful antidote to stress, as it reminds you that you have the strength and wisdom to face life's uncertainties. By focusing on virtue, you not only reduce stress but also cultivate a life of meaning and purpose. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will explore the dangers of overthinking and how to break free from the mental traps that keep us stuck in worry and anxiety. Now turning to the 15th Stoic way to deal with stress, we explore the importance of avoiding overthinking. The Stoics understood that excessive rumination can trap us in a cycle of worry and anxiety, draining our energy and clouding our judgment. Overthinking often stems from our desire to control outcomes or predict every possible scenario, but Stoicism teaches us that this is not only impossible but also counterproductive. One of the key Stoic principles here is to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while letting go of what is not. Overthinking tends to magnify problems, making them seem larger and more overwhelming than they truly are. By stepping back and simplifying our perspective, we can break free from this mental trap. So, how can we put this into practice? Start by setting clear boundaries for decision-making. For example, give yourself a specific amount of time to weigh your options, and once that time is up, make a decision and commit to it. This prevents endless deliberation and helps you move forward with confidence. Another effective strategy is to ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? often we overthink minor issues that won't have a lasting impact. By zooming out and considering the bigger picture, we can prioritize what truly deserves our attention and let go of what doesn't. The Stoics also encourage us to focus on action rather than overanalysis. When faced with a problem, take one small, concrete step towards solving it. Action creates momentum and reduces the mental clutter that comes from overthinking. Remember, progress doesn't require perfection, it just requires movement. Additionally, practice mindfulness to anchor yourself in the present moment. Overthinking often pulls us into the past or future, but mindfulness helps us stay grounded in the here and now. Simple techniques like deep breathing or focusing on your senses can interrupt the cycle of rumination and bring you back to clarity. Finally, remind yourself that uncertainty is a natural part of life. The Stoics believed that trying to predict or control every outcome only leads to unnecessary stress. Instead, embrace the unknown and trust in your ability to adapt and respond as situations unfold. By avoiding overthinking, you free up mental space and energy to focus on what truly matters. This not only reduces stress but also allows you to approach life with greater ease and confidence. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will delve into the power of empathy and how understanding others' perspectives can help us navigate conflicts and build stronger, more harmonious relationships. Now turning to the 16th Stoic way to deal with stress, we explore the transformative power of empathy. Stoicism teaches us that understanding others' perspectives is not just a moral virtue, but also a practical tool for reducing conflict and stress in our lives. When we take the time to see situations through someone else's eyes, we often find that our initial reactions soften and our ability to navigate challenges improves. Empathy begins with the recognition that everyone is fighting their own battles, even if we can't see them. The Stoics believed that by cultivating compassion and understanding, we can foster healthier relationships and create a more harmonious environment, whether at home, in friendships, or at work. So, how can we practice empathy in our daily lives? Start by actively listening. When someone shares their thoughts or feelings, resist the urge to interrupt or immediately offer solutions. Instead, focus on truly hearing them. This simple act of presence can make others feel valued and understood, which in turn reduces tension and builds trust. Another powerful technique is to ask open-ended questions. Instead of making assumptions, invite others to share more about their experiences and emotions. Questions like, "How did that situation make you feel?" or "What do you think would help resolve this?" encourage deeper conversations and help you gain insight into their perspective. The Stoics also remind us to practice self-awareness. Before reacting to someone's behavior, pause and consider what might be driving their actions. Are they stressed, overwhelmed, or dealing with something you're unaware of? By reframing their behavior in this way, you can respond with patience and kindness rather than frustration or judgment. In the workplace, empathy can be a game changer. When conflicts arise, try to approach them with a collaborative mindset. Instead of focusing on who's right or wrong, ask, "How can we solve this together?" This shift in perspective not only reduces stress but also strengthens team dynamics and fosters a culture of mutual respect. Finally, remember that empathy doesn't mean sacrificing your own needs or boundaries. The Stoics emphasized the importance of balance, understanding others while also staying true to your values. By practicing empathy, you create a space where both you and those around you can thrive, reducing stress and building deeper connections. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will focus on setting realistic expectations and how aligning our hopes with reality can lead to greater contentment and peace of mind. Now turning to the 17th Stoic way to deal with stress, we delve into the importance of setting realistic expectations. The Stoics believed that much of our stress and dissatisfaction stems from expecting too much from ourselves, from others, and from life itself. When our expectations are out of sync with reality, we set ourselves up for disappointment, frustration, and unnecessary stress. The key to overcoming this lies in aligning our hopes with what is actually possible. For example, imagine you're preparing for a big presentation at work. You might expect everything to go perfectly, your slides to be flawless, your audience to be fully engaged, and your delivery to be seamless. But life rarely goes exactly as planned. A more stoic approach would be to prepare thoroughly while also accepting that small hiccups might occur. By setting realistic expectations, you reduce the pressure on yourself and can adapt more gracefully if things don't go as expected. This principle applies to relationships as well. We often expect others to behave in ways that align perfectly with our desires, but this can lead to frustration when they fall short. Instead, the Stoics encourage us to accept people as they are, recognizing that everyone has their own flaws and limitations. When we adjust our expectations to reflect this reality, we can approach relationships with greater patience and understanding, reducing stress and fostering healthier connections. Another area where realistic expectations can make a big difference is in our personal goals. Many of us set ambitious targets which can be motivating, but they can also become sources of stress if we're too rigid about achieving them. The Stoics remind us that progress is often slow and non-linear. By setting smaller, achievable milestones and celebrating each step forward, we can maintain a sense of accomplishment without feeling overwhelmed by the bigger picture. The Stoic practice of setting realistic expectations also involves reflecting on what is truly within our control. For instance, you can't control the weather, but you can control how you prepare for it. You can't control how others respond to you, but you can control how you treat them. By focusing on what you can influence and letting go of what you can't, you create a more balanced and stress-free mindset. In essence, setting realistic expectations is about finding harmony between ambition and acceptance. It's about striving for the best while also being prepared for the unexpected. This Stoic approach not only reduces stress but also cultivates a deeper sense of contentment, as we learn to appreciate life as it is rather than constantly chasing an idealized version of it. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will explore how finding meaning in adversity can transform our struggles into opportunities for growth and resilience. Now turning to the 18th Stoic way to deal with stress, we explore the profound idea of finding meaning in adversity. The Stoics believed that challenges are not just obstacles to endure but opportunities for growth and self-discovery. They taught that every difficulty carries a lesson, and by embracing this mindset, we can transform our struggles into sources of strength and resilience. Consider the story of Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most famous Stoic philosophers and a Roman emperor. Despite facing constant wars, political turmoil, and personal loss, he viewed these hardships as opportunities to practice virtue and deepen his understanding of life. In his writings, he often reflected on how adversity shaped his character, teaching him patience, humility, and the importance of focusing on what truly matters. His ability to find meaning in the midst of chaos not only helped him lead effectively, but also left a legacy of wisdom that continues to inspire millions today. Another powerful example is Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl describes how finding purpose in the most horrific circumstances helped him and others endure unimaginable suffering. He wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." This Stoic-like perspective allowed him to see his suffering as a test of his inner strength and a chance to reaffirm his values. So, how can we apply this Stoic principle to our own lives? Start by asking yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Or how can this challenge help me grow? For instance, if you're dealing with a difficult work project, instead of seeing it as a source of stress, view it as an opportunity to develop new skills or strengthen your problem-solving abilities. If you're facing a personal setback, reflect on how it might be teaching you resilience or helping you prioritize what truly matters. The Stoics also remind us that adversity often reveals our true character. When things go wrong, we have a choice to react with frustration and despair or to respond with courage and wisdom. By choosing the latter, we not only reduce our stress but also build a sense of inner confidence that we can handle whatever life throws our way. In essence, finding meaning in adversity is about shifting our perspective. It's about seeing challenges not as random misfortunes but as meaningful experiences that contribute to our growth. This Stoic approach doesn't eliminate stress entirely, but it gives us the tools to navigate it with purpose and resilience. As we move forward, the next Stoic way to deal with stress will focus on the importance of limiting exposure to negativity, offering practical strategies to create a more positive and peaceful environment. Now turning to the 19th Stoic way to deal with stress, we explore the importance of limiting exposure to negativity. The Stoics understood that our environment and the influences we allow into our lives have a profound impact on our mental well-being. They believed that by consciously curating a positive and uplifting atmosphere, we can protect our peace of mind and reduce unnecessary stress. One of the most practical ways to apply this principle is by being mindful of the information we consume. In today's world, social media and news outlets often bombard us with negativity, whether it's sensationalized headlines, toxic debates, or unrealistic comparisons. The Stoics would advise us to set boundaries around these influences. For example, consider limiting your time on social media or unfollowing accounts that consistently spread negativity. Instead, fill your feed with content that inspires, educates, or uplifts you. Another key aspect is the company we keep. The Stoics emphasize the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who encourage growth, kindness, and positivity. If you find yourself in conversations that drain your energy or focus on complaining, try gently steering the discussion toward more constructive topics. If certain relationships consistently bring negativity into your life, it may be worth reevaluating how much time and energy you invest in them. Creating a positive environment also extends to your physical space. The Stoics believed in living simply and intentionally, free from unnecessary distractions. Take time to declutter your surroundings, whether it's your workspace, home, or even your digital devices. A clean and organized environment can help reduce mental clutter and create a sense of calm. Finally, practice self-awareness by paying attention to how different influences affect your mood and mindset. If you notice that certain activities, people, or habits leave you feeling stressed or drained, take steps to minimize their presence in your life. This doesn't mean avoiding all challenges or difficult conversations, but rather being intentional about what you allow to shape your thoughts and emotions. By limiting exposure to negativity, you create space for positivity, clarity, and inner peace. This Stoic practice not only helps reduce stress, but also empowers you to focus on what truly matters, aligning your life with your values and goals. As we approach the final Stoic way to deal with stress, we'll delve into the profound practice of reflecting on mortality, a concept that can bring clarity and perspective to our daily lives. Now turning to the 20th and final Stoic way to deal with stress, we explore the profound practice of memento mori, which translates to remember death. At first glance, reflecting on mortality might seem morbid or unsettling, but the Stoics saw it as a powerful tool for gaining clarity and perspective. By reminding ourselves of the impermanence of life, we can strip away distractions and focus on what truly matters, ultimately reducing stress and living more intentionally. The Stoics believed that contemplating death helps us appreciate the present moment and prioritize our time and energy. When we acknowledge that life is finite, we're less likely to waste it on trivial concerns or unnecessary worries. For example, instead of stressing over minor inconveniences or seeking validation from others, we're encouraged to focus on cultivating meaningful relationships, pursuing our passions, and aligning our actions with our values. One practical way to incorporate memento mori into your daily life is through journaling. Take a few moments each day to reflect on your mortality and ask yourself questions like, if today were my last day, would I be proud of how I spent it? Or, what legacy do I want to leave behind? These prompts can help you identify what truly matters and guide your decisions moving forward. Another way to practice this principle is by using reminders of mortality as a source of motivation. The Stoics often kept physical symbols like a skull or a simple note to remind them of life's brevity. While this might sound intense, the idea is to use these reminders as a call to action, to live boldly, authentically, and without regret. Reflecting on death also helps us let go of fear and anxiety about the future. When we accept that uncertainty is an inherent part of life, we can approach challenges with greater resilience and calm. Instead of fearing failure or rejection, we're reminded that these experiences are fleeting and ultimately insignificant in the grand scheme of things. By practicing memento mori, we gain a deeper appreciation for the time we have and the people we share it with. This Stoic practice encourages us to live with purpose, gratitude, and a sense of urgency, freeing us from the stress of trivial concerns and helping us focus on what truly enriches our lives. As we conclude our exploration of the 20 Stoic ways to deal with stress, remember that these timeless principles are not just philosophical ideas, they're practical tools you can use every day to cultivate resilience, clarity, and peace of mind. Now turning to the conclusion of our journey through the 20 Stoic ways to deal with stress, let's take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom we've explored. From focusing on what we can control to practicing gratitude, embracing challenges, and even reflecting on our mortality, these principles offer practical tools to navigate life's inevitable stresses with resilience and clarity. Each of these Stoic practices is designed to help you cultivate inner peace, prioritize what truly matters, and live a more intentional and fulfilling life. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its simplicity and adaptability. These aren't just ancient philosophies, they're actionable strategies you can apply in your daily life, whether you're facing a minor inconvenience or a major life challenge. By integrating these practices into your routine, you can build mental toughness, reduce anxiety, and approach life with a sense of purpose and calm. We encourage you to try these techniques and see how they work for you. Start small, perhaps with daily journaling, practicing gratitude, or reframing a challenge as an opportunity. Over time, these habits can transform the way you respond to stress and help you live a more balanced and meaningful life. We'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Which Stoic practice resonated with you the most? How has it helped you manage stress or gain perspective? Your insights could inspire others on their journey toward resilience and peace of mind. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom and practical strategies to navigate life's challenges. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from these timeless principles. Together, let's embrace the wisdom of Stoicism and create a life filled with clarity, purpose, and calm. Thank you for watching, and remember, stress doesn't have to control you. With these Stoic tools, you have the power to rise above it.